Hello and welcome to another episode of An Incomplete Reflection. I'm here with the wonderful and magnanimous Armaan. Armaan, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Well, you're magnanimous.
That too.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, we'll delve into whether that's true or not.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made for and against.
That's exactly why we have these adjectives. We're trying to see if you identify the same way as that adjective, or not identify, or you can be identified as that adjective.
I'd love to be magnanimous.
Wouldn't we all? But we must move into the name game. What is your full name?
Armaan Nurseman.
You have no middle name?
No, I gave myself a middle name in like 6th grade.
Okay, what is it?
Wally.
Why? Why Wally?
I just like the name like Wally, like Walter. I just thought like...
Not based off the movie.
What movie?
Wally.
Wally.
Yeah.
I wasn't that into the movie.
Oh, okay.
I just thought, it was like, I felt it matched me at the time.
And it doesn't match you now?
I don't know. Do you think it matches me now?
No, I wouldn't say so. But did you always want a middle name? Like, is that why you did? You made one for yourself?
No, but I just felt like everyone had them. It'd be fun to like just pick one.
Well, they do have in I believe Catholic ceremonies you pick a Christian name.
new one.
Yeah. So maybe you'll get into that.
Yeah. That also was part of the inspiration. It's because people have like secret names. Like people would like be secret about their middle name, and I wanted to get in on that.
And they're like, "What's your middle name?" Sorry, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
What's the big secret?
Yeah, I never got that either.
Yeah. No, I can't lie. I was a part of that, being like, I can't tell you.
Really? What's your middle name?
You know the answer to that question. I can't answer that question because it's in the name game.
I don't. Also, when people have like unique ones, I really like that too. Like if like a guy whose like middle name's like Flower or like Ruth. That's always cool.
Like
Faris, Flower. I like Bonnie.
That's not my middle name. But yeah, I understand the concept. Especially a lot of people will have their mom's maiden name as their middle name or something in that vein to get across the melding of families and people. Do you think your name fits you?
Yeah, I think so.
In what capacity?
I don't know. It's like it's a little non-traditional, although you can't really tell.
How so?
Well, my first name is like just not some like my last name is Thummel. My family's Thummel, but my first name is like a Muslim name, and so my parents just like picked it because they liked it, which I think makes sense.
So people usually think you're Muslim when they're like Indian?
They don't think I'm Muslim, but they don't think I'm Thummel. But I don't know if that's like... I think that's because of my name. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I've heard from like multiple people they didn't think I was Thummel when they met me, which is like...
They didn't realize. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, where did they think you were from? Like,
I don't know. Like that's never been answered.
Maybe they thought you were from like Des Moines or something.
That could be true.
Yeah, that's what I would guess personally. No, it wasn't. No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think I really grew up Des Moines.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's another thing. Like, what city would you? No, what city would you be if you were a person?
Yeah,
Armaan said that I would be Jacksonville. I was very insulted.
I went with Sacramento after.
Yeah, because that's more accurate. What did we say for you?
I don't know. I don't think we really got that far. We were too busy on Jacksonville.
Oh, perfect. Would you ever change your name?
No. My I remember when I was younger, my parents told my sister and I what names we were going to get. We were going to be Rhea and Ronick. And I really liked that because I thought like that was like a jock name.
Ronick?
I thought like, I'd probably play like football if my name was Ronick. And I was like pretty upset about it.
Well, that's why I ask these types of questions, because I'm like interested in like the ways that the names shape us. No, it's funny that you say that. You're like, dang it, I could have been a jock.
Yeah,
I could have been.
But I quite like my name now, so I'm at peace with it. So I have no interest in changing it.
Okay, you've made peace, and you like it too, or you?
Yeah, I like it. I like my name.
Okay, well that's good. It would be like some people they don't match their name either.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Some people.
Do you have an example?
Not off the top of my head, but I think there is cases where you're like, that person does not look like a Michael.
Maybe.
Yeah. It depends. I'm sorry I don't have an example. Sometimes I can't.
I think people match their names.
I think the vast majority of the
I
time
believe
they
in
do. Yeah.
nominative determinism a little bit. I think people change to match it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but sometimes I feel like there are people who aren't. But I think the vast majority of people, again, determinism by their name, it happens, and it could happen to you. And just as a point of order here, what was the name of your favorite stuffed animal as a child?
I don't know. I don't think I named my stuffed animals.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just liked them as they were.
You just called them bear and
I don't think a
cat
name
and dog?
gives them what is it, like, meaning, life, power. I just think I like the concept.
You like the concept?
I really like this. I had this one like white tiger. I think from the World Wildlife Fund. That was my favorite stuffed animal, I think.
And you didn't give it a name?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that was your security question, so you couldn't answer that security question.
Yeah. No, I could tell.
You could tell. Well, you've been watching the show, I guess. Unlike some people. With that said, let's move on to the custom section. Stick with us. Welcome back, and we are joined by the magnanimous Armaan, and we're going into the custom section. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have a lot of questions. You pointed out.
Yeah, you have a lot of questions.
I think you're gonna find them easy because they're about you.
I think that usually is quite hard.
Well, that's why we're practicing now. So you studied at the University of British Columbia. Why did you go that far?
Like, why did I want to go somewhere far away?
Yeah.
Or why did I choose?
It's both. Both of those, yeah.
Well, I picked it because I went to Vancouver. Well, I went to Victoria, actually, which is close. Once when I was 14. It was during the spring. I went to this very beautiful garden, and it was amazing, super awesome. I really liked it. So when I was applying for colleges, I just decided to like throw an application to Vancouver. And then I got in, and it was a very good computer science school in which I'd initially planned on studying. And then I was picking between like NYU or Vancouver, UBC. And I just thought like, well, I wanted to go somewhere far away because I just wanted to like try something new. Just wanted to experience something new. So I went for it. That was it, pretty much. Not there's nothing really about it. I just wanted to go far away, and I liked the city. So
it's also trying something new, like you said.
Yeah,
because sometimes, especially I think the younger you are, it's better to do more new things so you don't get stuck, don't get stale early. When you went to Canada and when you were staying there as a student, did you feel like a foreigner when you were there?
No, it felt the exact same as here. I felt more at home there.
Really?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
It was just like it was a very diverse, like new, nice city, and I just enjoyed being there more than I enjoyed like growing up here, Like it just felt normal. So it felt pretty much the exact same though. I would say there's like no difference. People ask that a lot. There's no cultural difference between, especially Vancouver, because it's like the least. There's no culture, so it's not like Toronto or like Montreal or something.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. Because we visited Montreal together, and when I was there, I was like, "Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. We're in Canada. We're in French Canada," and you were like not as wowed.
Like, yeah, I mean, I've been to Canada before.
No, but I feel like Montreal is a different place.
I mean, when you go to like a grocery store to see what's special there, I've already seen everything that's special there.
But isn't it fun to go to a grocery store when you're in a foreign country?
Yeah, but not that one, because I already know.
You were like, it's like, I've already been here. This is just, it's not. All right, that's your opinion. I think it's very fun in different place, Montreal specifically. I think it's even different from the rest of Canada, and the rest of Quebec as well. So. But I do think it's true that Canadians and Americans are very similar in a lot of ways. Like same types of media, same types of like structures of like just how we view our lives and how we want to do things. So yeah, it's just a bit surprising when people go outside of the US to study just because everyone's like, oh, I gotta go to Penn State, I gotta go here, I gotta go like to just a place that's like within the country, but
Yeah.
picking a whole new country gives a little bit of a different aspect. But from what you're telling me, it wasn't that different.
Yeah, I mean, it was more different because it's super like diverse and everyone's like, there's a lot of like Asians, so that was what was more different. But the actual people like from Canada were just the same.
Mm-hmm. You didn't like it's not.
Yeah,
It's
like
negligible differences.
Yeah, it was just different in that there was a lot of like immigrants from all different kinds of places in Asia, which was very cool.
Mm-hmm. Better food, probably.
There was a lot of good food. Although some of the food was pretty awful, like Italian and like Mexican food was terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yeah,
I think especially when you're from the Northeast, especially when you're from New York, New Jersey, pizza is so important. Italian food is like so good. American
I
Italian,
agree.
rather. It's so good in comparison to the rest of the country. You're like, how do people eat like this?
Yeah, it's like really bad in other places,
Yeah.
like the Midwest. All the food in the Midwest is really bad.
Well, like, I think the people are
disgusting.
kind. I think they're kind. They're trying. They're trying sometimes. But let's move on to a new subject. I believe that everyone has like an old person that they are a fan of, that they like.
I get a lot.
Previously, it used to be Betty White. Betty White, when she was alive, a lot of people were like, I love her. Right now, mine is Jimmy Carter because he's alive. He's like 99. It's nuts. And yours, I believe, is Noam Chomsky.
Yeah, I love Noam Chomsky.
Yeah, that's perfect. This is perfect. I didn't want you to be like, actually, I don't like him. But as a fan of him, are you more of a fan of his work in linguistics or his political criticism?
I like it all, but I like his political stuff more. I mean, what I studied in school was like literally created by him pretty much.
That's my next question.
He jump started like the cognitive revolution.
Yeah.
And I studied cognitive systems. So like we talked about him like a decent amount, and we covered a little bit of his linguistic stuff and also his like psychology related stuff. But I'm really interested in this political stuff generally, because I'm not going to get that interested or passionate about linguistics generally. It doesn't really.
But what got you to be like interested in, like, did you become interested in before you started studying cognitive systems, or as you were going through the major?
Probably like the same time, but unrelated. Like I had known who he was vaguely, and then I kind of started learning about, like, I would say simultaneously but unrelatedly. Like I just got interested in his politics. And the politics that like led me to his stuff.
It just converged
during college. Yeah. But it wasn't because of college or anything.
Okay. I'm sorry. I need to read the next part. So, cognitive science is kind of a mix between linguistics, computer science, and philosophy, psychology.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that like just happened? Like, when you chose to study that, like, did it just like meld perfectly with what you wanted to do, or did you kind of learn to love it?
No, I mean, I really, really enjoyed it because I just have pretty diverse interests, I would say. I didn't really enjoy like sitting around. Like, I like the opportunity to kind of touch a lot of different things, and fortunately, I was able to like use it to actually get a job. Although, like,
that's the goal, at least now, for university. You know,
that was like semi-important. Something I was kind of worried about, but I managed that. But yeah, I mean, I was hugely interested. I enjoyed it.
It's like a buffet style of of
exactly.
learning.
Yeah,
because it's you get to make your plate, and so to say, where it's like you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you still have to have every aspect of each of those.
Yeah, and we got a lot of freedom in like selecting courses too. So
okay,
I got to pick a lot of my coursework.
Like, what would you say like the mix was, like, percentage wise, for each of the like types? Like, so computer science.
I don't know percentage wise, but I would say it was probably like majority it was psychology and philosophy. I'd probably say like 35% each, and then maybe 15% comp sci and linguistics, maybe 20% comp sci, 10% linguistics. Linguistics was actually probably the most interesting, but it's not the one I like covered that much.
Like, why do you say that's the most interesting?
Well, I mean, I'm just interested in like language and stuff like that, so it was really interesting. But also, the actual work, like parsing sentences and like breaking down sentences was super interesting. It was like fun. It was literally like
puzzle.
Yeah, it was literally like doing a fun puzzle. So that's what I enjoyed. Yeah.
No, but it's funny
and
say
it was
that.
cool because you could do it with like any language. So you didn't even need to know the language to be able to like parse sentences. Because you just needed to know like the general like verb.
Like
verb
what
forms.
what the specific part of it means.
You only need to really know how sentences are generally constructed in that language.
Okay,
and so we would do like exercises.
SVO or
yeah. And so we would just do exercises with like non-English languages or just like fake languages, and that was cool.
You're doing Klingon?
We didn't do Klingon, but we probably could have if I had a nerdier professor.
That's true. No, it's interesting that you say that you studied linguistics the least, but that was the one that was most interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
Yeah. No, because it's interesting too, because you know a little bit of Chinese and you know a little bit of Spanish. So was that kind of as a part of that you chose to pursue those, or just
no? I mean, Spanish I just took in high school, and then Chinese we had a language requirement, and it was Vancouver, so there's a lot of Chinese speakers. So it's Chinese, and it's like useful.
Yeah. No, but that's interesting. I would. I think you have a like Germanic language is English, a Romantic language in Spanish, and then like Chinese completely different. So that must have been to me. That's like I can't even hear the tones. So when someone like
it takes like a year and a half to start hearing them.
Yeah. So you're like, I'm saying this wrong all the time.
Nah, like they don't use them the way that they say they use them. Like they're taught to use them.
Oh, so it's not as set in stone.
Like well, yeah, that too. I mean, they change depending on like what words they're next to. Like what like the tone changes depending on what tones it's next to in a word.
Oh.
As in, I can't think of like an example. I don't want to say an example because I'm going to be wrong. But like,
well, how else are you going to learn if you're not wrong?
Yeah, but like,
yeah,
like I think like if you have a compound word that's 2 third tones, you don't pronounce them each as a third tone. You pronounce like the whole word as like a third tone combined.
Okay.
And so, so like you kind of figure that stuff out. But like, it's not even that important because I actually saw like a straight up Chinese speaker say it, and it's like we're not stupid. Like we don't. You can just say the words and wouldn't know the context. Like,
yeah.
And like if you listen to Chinese people speak, they don't emphasize tones nearly as much as like a learner does, like a student does, which is like normal. I mean, everyone just speaks faster and with more slang when it's a native language. So like it's less important than it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about Chinese, so thank you for that lesson.
There's languages with way more, like Vietnamese and like Cantonese. Cantonese has 9 tones, I think.
Well, in Vietnamese, they have the hats on their letters.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be the tones. But let us move on. You recently got a couple of tattoos. What are they, and why did you get them?
Well, one is it's called a cutter, or it's like a South Indian dagger. It's like a ceremonial dagger. I got it on my calf. It's just like a cultural thing. It's just like something like South Indian princes would like carry around.
Because you want to be princely?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, actually, I do want to be princely. It'd be fun.
And then I got a whale recently. That one, well, I'm very big on like nature and wildlife and animals. And so I like the idea of getting animals tattooed on me, which I like the traits that they're kind of represented. Like,
so what does a whale mean?
Well, I think in our culture we see whales as being very like calm, serene, like very intelligent. They're genteel. They're gentle giants, genteel giants as well.
Oh,
yeah. And so that's like I think that'd be a nice trait to embody,
to show like, hey, this is what I'm like.
Not what I'm like; it's what I value.
Oh, not even dude, what you value.
It's kind of presumptuous to say you have a trait.
Well, you chose the word magnanimous.
Yeah, you liked it.
I did. But going back to the South Indian knife, like, why did you pick that symbol specifically rather than like a different thing from the culture?
I don't know. I just thought it would look nice.
Like very ornate.
Yeah, I just thought like it just matched well on like a leg, like a nice like long object on a skinny leg. I think this looks good.
It matches.
Yeah.
But with the like selection of a tattoo, why not like a physical item? Like, why did you get the tattoo rather than like
A physical item?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just thought it'd be cool?
Yeah, I liked it. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to get a physical item like that. I like tattoos more than physical items.
Why?
I don't think I'm that like sentimental about like physical objects, materialistic.
Well, that's good and good in one way, you know. But that means, are you bad at receiving gifts?
How could you be bad at receiving gifts?
Like you don't know how to react to it. Like you're like,
thank you.
No, but like if you don't compliments. No, but it's like you don't really want it. You're like, you just got this for me, and I don't really want it. Like,
I mean, like I don't think I'm bad at it, but I usually don't care that much about gifts I get.
Okay.
But I appreciate them. I mean, I'm definitely more on it's the thought that counts. So if it's like a thoughtful gift, I prefer that.
Okay, yeah. No, because there's like the love languages, and like one of them is gift giving. So it would be interesting.
Like if you get me something because you thought of me, then I appreciate that quite a bit. But if it's just like a gift, it's just like
if it's just something for something's sake.
Yeah. Then but I mean, I'm not gonna act like I don't like it. Like I do appreciate it.
You're like, I appreciate it. It's great.
Like,
At home, you're like,
I would say being bad at receiving gifts is probably inaccurate.
Inaccurate statement. Me. Okay.
Are you bad at receiving compliments?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I think I've gotten better.
That's something it doesn't really make any sense to me. You just say thank you.
Yeah, that's what that's what I just learned. Like you're just like they're like, oh, you look very nice today. Oh, thank you. You don't have to give them anything back.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. You'll give a compliment to someone and they're like, oh, and they're like looking for something specifically so they can compliment you as well. It's like, just take the compliment. I
agree.
People who give compliments to receive them are the worst.
I don't think people do that.
You'd be surprised. I think there are people in this world who want to turn the conversation back on them all the time.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that.
Give yourself some credit. Come on. You're magnanimous. You're That's wonderful. True. Marvelous. That was one of the original words.
Look at that. I just did it right now. I got you to compliment me.
Well, this is what I do on the podcast. I'm doing my objective in the thing. Let's move on to a new topic. So generally, and most of the time, you're a vegetarian. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
In what way?
I mostly stopped eating meat. I did eat meat right before today.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to eat after, you know.
Yeah, but it was a one-time event.
Yeah. No, but why don't you generally?
So, I mean, it's something I just don't think we should kill animals to eat them. So, I mean, I'd be okay with like eating roadkill, like morally.
Like a vulture way of looking at things. If it's already dead, then it's fine.
Yeah. That's why I eat like leftovers, because if no one's gonna eat them, then
then it's a waste.
Then it's just food waste, and that's even worse.
Yeah, because that's worse than just killing. It's not killing the animal to eat it; it's killing the animal not to eat it.
It's not even that. It's not worse for that. It's just wasting food, which is just wrong. Like if it was like a piece of corn, I'd still eat it because it's just you don't want to waste food.
Yeah. Like, was there a religious aspect to the decision?
Not really. Although the Hinduism. Their religious aspect is the same reason. It's just a moral. It's just they just think you shouldn't kill animals. So it is religious in the sense that we have the same reasoning.
No, because some Hindus, I believe, they eat chicken, but they definitely don't eat beef. That's a big no-no.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hindus just eat meat. It's very sweet. A lot of them eat fish because they don't count it. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's funny that fish just across the board, they're like, it's fine.
Yeah, it just makes no sense.
They don't count.
It doesn't really make any sense that fish wouldn't count.
Well, they're fish. Well, it's interesting because some fish as a category, there's some fish in the fish category that are more closely related to us than other fish.
Yeah, I read something about how fish, the whole like classification is very like problematic because it's just way too diverse. And so there's a lot of fish that are closer to things that aren't fish than there are to fish, which doesn't
Yeah, I think we're like closer to sharks than like sharks are to some fish, or vice versa.
Yeah. So like, there's some problems.
It's problematic.
Yeah, there's some issues I gotta sort out.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when people say like fish can't feel pain, so it's okay, that just makes no sense. Like, how would you even know that?
Did you ask? Was there a survey done? I don't think so.
No. It just doesn't like it. It just doesn't make it. Like people are like, oh, like, and it's like, well, you can see them react to stimulus and like try not to die, and it's like that's just reacting to stimulus. It's not pain. It's like, how the fuck is that any different from how we pain for a human or like pain for like a dog?
Yeah,
makes you think.
It does make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna ask another question? Let's let this simmer. I'm doing this on purpose because I want to just like have like a couple of like I always like to just have like nothing talk as well, because now the people are going to be listening and they're going to be like, what's the next topic? I'm building up suspense, and the suspense I'm building up to is a quote. Let's go to this quote. I think you'll very much like it. So, the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. It's by Albert Camus. Do you like that quote?
It's a nice quote.
Do you think it applies to you?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like I live in an unfree world.
How so?
Well, I think for me personally, for a lot of people in like our position, we have way more freedom than we give ourselves credit for. Yeah.
Like in what way? Like wealth, being in America,
yeah, you're like your opportunity to kind of do whatever you want, pretty much. Because like we could like drop out and fly somewhere and just do anything we wanted. Like if we wanted, we could all go fly to Somalia and become pirates if we wanted. There's nothing stopping us from doing that.
I think there's your moral compass that stops you.
Yeah, but that's part of your freedom. That's
a part of the freedom. But you don't see yourself as a rebel in a cultural sense?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think I would like to think I try to live outside whatever is. Like I don't think I'm rebelling against anything. I just think I'm disregarding it.
Like ignoring the rule.
Yeah.
Not even ignoring
like
it.
I don't like, for example, like I don't have an issue with authority. But like I respect authority if it's correct.
If it's just.
Yeah, so like I'm not like that's something I never like punk stuff growing up, like music and stuff, because they always seem like they were upset for no reason. Like they were upset about like rejecting authority just because it's authority doesn't make any sense. But like if you can just judge the authority based off its own validity, case by case.
So like, would you consider yourself like you follow specific rules for yourself?
Yeah, like I'm guided by myself.
And it's not that you're against authority; it's against you're against wrong. You're against things that are wrong.
I just don't care. Like, yeah. Like I just don't. Like if the law tells me something, I don't follow the law because I believe laws are important. I just follow them if they're right, and if they're not right, I disregard them. And there are laws I don't follow because I don't think they make any sense. But I don't think I'm rebelling. I'm just doing what I want.
Yeah. Well, it's like the difference when it's like if a tree falls in the middle of the forest, does anybody hear it? Like it doesn't make a sound. Nobody can know unless someone's there.
I don't see the relevance.
No, because it's like if it's not like if nobody's around to enforce it, if it's not really that important, then is it really like just? That might be a wrong characterization of the situation.
I just don't understand how the metaphor ties in.
I'm trying to connect with you, Armaan, and you're not letting me. No, I will concede it's not a perfect thing, but I'm just saying, I'm thinking in the way when you say you like run a stop sign in the middle of the night. Was that wrong? Because nobody's around?
I think so.
I
stop at.
Yeah. I do stop at stop signs.
Yeah,
I do stop at stop signs.
But I'm just. I use my turn signal when no one's behind me.
Yeah. Because you believe it's just. You think it's right.
No, that's just because I just like using my drink signal. That probably is just me being pressured
by social rules.
Yeah. Like, what if like I don't use it and then there's just someone just appears? Like I didn't notice him. Like I check my blind spot every time, even if the highway's totally empty.
Yeah. Well, I think that might just be being a safe driver.
Yeah, that's just like it's just like an anxiety thing, or not even anxiety. It's just like probably some anxiety. It's just like being careful. Yeah, overcautious once in a while.
Yeah. Well, some people, I think especially as kids, they'll be like they'll have no fear, and like doing like things that like people just would not do. Like it might be like riding your bike down like a large hill without a helmet. It's like I wouldn't do that. What are you, crazy? What if I hurt myself?
I feel like I'm more risk taking now than I was as a kid. I was very, very cautious and careful. Like I would like I measured like every stair in my house and stuff as a kid.
You measured them?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this one is 5.3 inches. This one's 5.6. Ooh,
yeah.
Gonna have to watch out for that.
I think they're all the same.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did that. But now I mean,
no, I feel like I'm the opposite. Well, it depends on the context. But sometimes I'll like think of a thing that I did as a kid, and I'll be like, who was that? Like I would never do that now.
No, now I'm like much more open. Like I've been learning to ride my bike with no hands, and I'm getting pretty good at it.
Oh, that's is it like just making sure you have the center of gravity?
Yeah. My balance is like slowly improving. Like I'm pretty solid. Yeah, it's just and the only thing is a lot of the roads in Philly are like pretty awful. So like I only do it in like a place with nice. Well, I mean, I'll do it wherever, but like I'm really mindful of how good the road is because I really don't want to fall. I'm terrified of falling.
Yeah. That's why I don't think I'm a risk taker in that. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm okay, I think, with like emotionally hurting myself, but like physically, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Like that like it's too much. But let us continue to a new subject. In high school, I said to you when I was a young child that I would wonder, and I believed in some capacity, that we were all living in a giant's dream. At the time, you agreed with me. Why did you say that?
I agreed with you that we're living in a giant's dream.
That you believed as a child that we lived in a giant... and as a child, you believed that we lived in a giant's dream. I definitely
didn't believe I lived in a giant's dream.
Well, you told me that. You said you agreed.
Okay, well, I'm rescinding my agreement.
So why? That's the question.
I just didn't. I just didn't believe that as a kid.
What would you believe now?
Do I believe now that we're living in a giant's dream?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because it just never occurred to me.
Oh, okay. Well, because like now I think of it as maybe that is an equivalent to what people think like, oh, we're all living in a simulation.
Yeah.
Do you believe we're living in a simulation?
No, I mean, it's possible. I don't think it's worth thinking about.
Why?
Because it doesn't matter.
I think that's true, yeah. That's usually what I say.
That's what I came to that conclusion when I was like 12. I was wondering about God. And I thought it doesn't matter. So I just stopped thinking about it. I don't think about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, why doesn't it matter?
Because it literally will make no difference.
In what way? Like in your actions?
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, let's say you're in a big computer. What are you going to do? Like, I would just keep living.
Yeah, well, like, what are you?
Like,
what else?
I'm still having a good time.
Yeah, what else are you supposed to do if you're living in a simulation? Just because?
Let's break out? No, like, why would I want to do that? What do you even look like?
Yeah, no, it's like I'm having a good time too. So it's like, why would I change? Why am I going to rock the boat when I'm having a good time?
If you were the Matrix, would you want to like leave the Matrix?
I never watched the Matrix actually.
Okay.
But I think I would want to stay because it's like that's the only life that you really know anyway.
I think in the moment I would take. Do you know like the
it's the pills?
Yeah, I would probably take the red pill, but I'd probably regret it. Like what?
Yeah,
like it just sucks. It sucks outside the Matrix.
It's like you got to actually do stuff. You could just be like hanging out,
like
in the Matrix. Like what's the problem?
Although I don't understand why they didn't make the Matrix just nicer. Like you could just make it so no one would want to leave.
Yeah. No, but I also think, like in my mind, I really like having problems. Like not like big problems.
Yeah,
but
you could make them like little problems.
Yeah. Because it's like
you don't need to have starvation.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
nuclear bombs.
Because I always think like when people say, "Oh, heaven it'll be perfect," but it's like perfect will be stale and boring.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't have a good time all the time. Because like excess, I think, is like the like way to get to like unhappiness.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Suffering comes from desire.
Yeah, no, but I don't even think it's like desire. It's like just having it. Because it's like you could keep wanting more, but it's even just having too much. Because you could be happy and not desire anymore, but you still might be unhappy because there's too much going on. There's too much that you have to deal with.
But then you wouldn't be happy.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would become unhappy from having too much.
Okay.
Like excess. That's
from what?
It could be like, it could be having too much food. It could be having too much free time. It could be having like all sorts of things. Like anything in excess can be like the opposite of it. Because like free time is great when you have things to do, but when you have nothing else to do other than free time, you start to get bored and you start to get like...
What that?
It's like when I was looking for my job, like I had too much free time because I was looking for the job and I can't like do that all day.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, I'd just be free to do whatever I wanted. And there wasn't structure. There wasn't like an objective.
I agree. I like having some structure, being forced to do things. That's just like discipline though.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Discipline. So
it's easier to be disciplined when you have like responsibilities. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
That just feels great. Like doing an errand.
That is, it is good.
I love that.
All right. Now let's move on.
I love like leaving the house to go do some errands. It fills me up with so much energy.
Energy?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get tired?
And it feels amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah. I get tired if I don't do, like when I don't do anything at work, I'm like dead. But if I'm busy, then I feel great. Yeah,
well that's being busy. It's better to be busy than bored. That's always what I say. But unfortunately, due to time reasons, we do have to move on to Let's Reminisce. We were in the same History 2 class with Mr. Foley, and we would have pop quizzes, and a lot of people would cheat on them. I won't say whether I did or not, but for these quizzes, we would grade each other's because we sat next to each other, just based on how the name order went. And we were learning about the U.S. support for Israel in its wars against the Arab countries. It was the like late 60s, early 70s, and we had a name at least two of the Arab countries that were in the war. And and the two countries I picked were Egypt and Syria. And I spelled Syria incorrectly, switching the I and the Y. And you said out loud, not even that you just like marked it wrong. You said it out loud. "Oh, Faris, you spelled this wrong." And Mr. Foley walked over and he's like, "Oh, that's a point off." And I'm like, if you asked me if I said it out loud, I would have been able to get it. So that should count. And he's like, "Nope, no. You gotta," like he pointed at me and he said, "Listen here. Like being right in one way, like it's like the idea where it's like you have to be right completely for it to count."
Mm-hmm.
And that did stick with me.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is here, why did you say it out loud? Why did you say it?
I don't remember, but probably just wanted to fuck with you.
No, it's like, did you care more about the truth or did you want to mess with me? That is literally what it says here.
Well, I would generally want to take the points off, I think. But I don't know if but it's not all people would I take the points off for. Like there's some people, like if I didn't know them really well, I wouldn't do it. I didn't really know you that well either, but I felt like it was like okay, you know.
You thought it was okay?
Oh, actually, did I say it to him or did I just say it out loud?
You said it out loud and he was like in front of us because we were at the front of the classroom from how the names worked.
No, I was probably just telling you for fun.
Yeah.
And he just came up and did that.
That's definitely possible too.
Because I don't think I would be that, you
know. Were you thinking it over?
I don't know if I'd be that strict about spelling like that. Like I think I'd be a pretty strict grader if I was a teacher, but I don't think for spelling.
So in this case, now you would say on the books you care more about the truth and accuracy of like the answer rather than the spelling.
Yeah. I'd probably like, in my mind, I'd probably say like you can get one chance to do it wrong, but if you spell it wrong again, you lose points.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I know why you said so.
Yeah, I don't remember my motivation then.
Well, we're speculating.
I don't even remember the scenario.
Well, we unfortunately have to speculate, and we have to move on to the silhouette. We'll be right back. And we are back for the silhouette. Armaan, are you ready?
I am.
As you know, these are a series of questions that I ask every guest to get an idea of who they are just from these questions. So, what is the month or season you could live an eternity in?
I like May. I think everyone said May.
Not everyone.
There's been several Mays.
Yeah, there's been several springs. Yes.
I'm a big May head.
Why?
I just really like the weather. I love this beauty of spring.
The growing of life.
The growing of life. You know, the flowers coming out. I like a little bit of rain. I like the weather. I have bad allergies, but I can overlook that.
You'll overlook it.
That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Perfect. What is your favorite color from the basic Crayola marker pack?
So is this specifically for like of the Crayola markers, or just my favorite basic color?
These are, well, it's to give everyone, the audience, an idea of exactly what you're talking about.
Because I like light blue of the basic Crayola. Wait, marker pack or colored pencil?
Well, it's a marker pack, so they don't actually have light blue.
Can we pull up the marker pack?
Actually, I like this because we'll pause it. He's like, I don't even know.
You gotta keep some of it in.
Yeah, we do have to keep some of it in, yeah.
Because my favorite color, like, what do I like now?
That's the question.
I like green. I'm a big green head. I like mint.
Ooh,
I like a lot of pastels.
No, but that's the thing, because when you get too specific, then people don't know exactly what you're talking about. That's why the question is the Crayola marker pack.
Yeah, I mean, I think people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Although you didn't even know the color of the wall.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Let me see. I like the pink one. Yeah, probably pink. I like the orange as well. I'm not really a fan of any of these.
They're the most basic I could think of, you know. So
between probably pink. I'll go with pink.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. That's like.
Although I wouldn't say I have a great attachment to any of them.
Okay. You're not a big colorer, I guess. If you were to describe yourself as a candy or snack, what would it be?
Yeah, this one's world famous. So this is I don't really know either. My favorite as a kid was Twix. I really like Twix, although it's a cookie more than a candy.
Well, it's
but I didn't really perceive it as a cookie. It was just a candy to me.
Okay.
But I don't know if it necessarily represents me. But I don't know what would.
Well, why do you think it? How do you think the Twix could represent you?
Well, let me think of why I like the Twix. Well, I like chocolate, and I like a little bit of caramel, and actually, you know, I actually like a chewier chocolate than Twix. Twix is like a biscuit cookie. It's like it's not really a. Maybe an Almond Joy. I could be an Almond Joy.
That actually is right. That's good.
That's, all right, we'll go with Almond Joy.
That's a pretty good. I think
pretty
that's
self-explanatory.
I think it's pretty What was the most recent lie you told?
I don't know. I mean, I'm always telling little white lies. Like, oh, that's really cool.
You're like, I'd love to be on your podcast.
I mean, I was raring to go for this one.
Do you think you lie more to yourself or to others?
Probably to others. I mean, I got a couple lies to myself, I'm sure, but I mean, I feel like you're just lying all the time, a little bit, like little white lies.
Little white lies, yeah.
Yeah, not like major lies. I'm not like bullshitting about like, I don't know, something serious. I don't even know what I would be.
Yeah. Yesterday or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm big in the future.
What are you most excited for in the future? Not your future specifically, but in the future.
I just want to see what happens. That's why I don't like. That's why I hope there's an afterlife. I just want to know what happens in like 1,000 years.
And then what are you most excited for in your specific life or in your specific future?
Well, I want to. One thing I'd like to do is move and live a lot of places, like live a lot of different lives. So that I'm looking forward to. Like, hopefully, the opportunity to live in different places in the world. You know, live in Europe, live in Asia somewhere. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
Okay. What do you want to learn more about, but you haven't gotten to yet?
Just about everything.
Everything can be your answer.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd like to try and expand my artistic interests because it's not something I did growing up much. So I'd love to learn.
You'll get into coloring.
Yeah, could do that.
Yeah,
learn to paint and draw.
Well, you took the pottery course.
I did take a pottery course. That was very fun. I might do some more. That's tentative.
Tentative.
Gotta sign up for a course sometime soon though. So
yeah. Okay. And if you could visit any time and place, where and when would it be?
That's a great question.
As an invisible tourist, let me be clear.
I think the Summer of Love is pretty cool.
Okay.
That's one of them. I also think there was, I don't know, you probably know this more specifically, but there was some time in the early 20th century,
okay,
1900s in Vienna, I think, where a lot of future world leaders were all living.
Yes.
I don't I don't know if it was who exactly, Stalin, Hitler, Ho Chi Minh, Pol Pot. They all studied and
yeah.
Actually, some of them studied in, I don't know what they studied.
I know what you're talking about.
There was a lot of people in Vienna. I don't know if it was Ho Chi Minh or Pol Pot because they probably studied in France, but they were all there, and I imagine it was a really interesting time to go see wherever the circles were. Yeah,
no, that's an interesting pick because it's something that seems like it wouldn't be possible, but it just was true.
Yeah. So, I mean, all those world leaders got educated in the same places.
Yeah,
they were all they were all Western educated people who just rejected it.
Yeah, that is true. What was the most important advice that you've ignored?
That one, that's a good one. That one I did think about a little bit. I think it's probably think before you speak, but that's not something I intentionally ignore. It's just something I have trouble with.
It just happens. You're just well. I think it's because when that happens, you're so excited in the conversation to just be you're I can't. I just have to get it out there.
I'm an excitable guy.
That's wonderful. And finally, in the silhouette, what is something you believe to be true but found out wasn't?
I don't know. Wait, what's yours?
What did I tell you about each of these? You can't ask me questions in the silhouette. You had your chance in the custom section.
I could have asked you.
Not these specific questions, you know?
I don't know. What did I believe that I found out to not be true? I never believed in Santa.
No, you can't say Santa.
Yeah, I never did.
Okay, good.
What did I don't know. I don't think
You've never believed something to be true and then found out it wasn't true?
I mean, I'm sure I did, but it's
nothing that
if you swallow gum, it'll stay in your stomach for 7 years.
Okay, well, we'll leave that as your incomplete reflection. Just as the last question of the interview here, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No. Have a nice day, everyone.
Oh, that's great. So everyone, from Armaan, the magnanimous and wonderful Armaan, have a nice day, and I hope to see you next time with another guest at another time. We'll see you then.